What if I told you that 70% of people over 65 in Spain who take sleeping pills are actually worsening their brain health and doubling their risk of fatal falls? I know it sounds crazy. We trust our doctors, we trust the corner pharmacy, but Dr. Sofia Navarro, a leading neurologist at the prestigious Hospital Clínic de Barcelona, just published something that is shaking everything we thought we knew about sleep after 60. Her team followed 1,542 adults over 65 for 5 long years, and what she discovered made her completely change how she advises her patients. People taking prescribed sleeping pills, even the mild ones, were 58% more likely to develop cognitive decline. But here's the real shocker. A control group that ignored the pills and adopted three strange, almost forgotten nighttime habits from Spanish culture. Not only slept through the night, but they showed 82% more REM sleep, the deep restorative sleep, and, get this, reduced their risk of nighttime falls by 91%. Yes, you heard that right, a 91% lower risk of that catastrophic fall that changes everything. Dr. Navarro called it the geriatric sleep revolution and said most doctors are still stuck in outdated prescribe and forget thinking. The pharmaceutical companies, which make billions of euros a year from chronic insomnia in Spain, definitely don't want you to know this. Their business model depends on you keeping that prescription filled. And wait until you hear the number one habit on our list. It's a piece of hardware built into almost every Spanish home that sleep experts in the US are just starting to call the secret melatonin weapon. Before we begin, let us know now in the comments, how old are you and how many hours do you sleep on average each night? We read and respond to every single comment, so share your experience below. Now, without any further ado, let's begin. Number 3. The forbidden midnight snack. Let's start with the most controversial advice. How many times have you been told, don't eat anything before bed? Well, that advice, according to new science, is obsolete. In fact, it might be the exact reason you wake up at 3 a.m., heart pounding, mind racing with worries. This move specifically targets nocturnal hypoglycemia. It's a fancy term for what happens when your blood sugar drops too low while you sleep. Your body panics. It releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline to force you to go hunt. The problem is, in the modern world, this just makes you stare at the ceiling, stressed. A fascinating 2024 study from the University of Granada followed 622 seniors who suffered from midnight waking. They split the group in half. Group A was told to eat nothing after 8 p.m. Group B was given a specific prescription snack 30 minutes before sleep. After just 12 weeks, the results were astounding. Group B reduced their reliance on sleeping pills by 78% and improved their sleep efficiency, the time you actually spend asleep in bed, by 61%. The researchers were shocked because these results outperformed many expensive medications. To do this correctly, you can't just eat anything. This isn't an excuse for ice cream or cookies. Sit in a comfortable chair 1 hour before you plan to sleep. You need a very specific combination of healthy fat, protein, and a complex carbohydrate. Here is the Spanish secret that Dr. Navarro recommends. A small handful of Marcona almonds, not fried, not salted. Marconas are softer and have a different fat profile. And here's the key. 1 thin slice of Manchego curado cheese. I know what you're thinking, cheese before bed? Yes, Manchego cheese, specifically the curado, aged over 6 months, has undergone an aging process that breaks down proteins into something magical, tryptophan. Tryptophan is the amino acid precursor to serotonin and, most importantly, to melatonin, the sleep hormone. The almonds provide the healthy fat that stabilizes your blood sugar for 6 to 8 hours. The cheese provides the tryptophan that tells your brain it's time to shut down. Here's a pro tip that triples the effectiveness. Slightly warm the almonds. Holding something warm in your hands before eating sends a relaxation signal to your nervous system. Eat slowly. Chew each almond 20 times. Don't watch TV while doing it. This is a ritual, not a snack. Do this for 3 nights and watch your 3 a.m. wake-up disappear.
Subsection 2. Number 2. The shepherd's silence. The 4-4-8 breath. The next habit might sound like something from a yoga class, but it's actually a biological off switch that shepherds in the Pyrenees Mountains have used for centuries. Unlike pills, which act like a sledgehammer, knocking your brain out, this technique activates the parasympathetic nervous system. Think of it this way. Your body has 2 modes: fight or flight, sympathetic, and rest and digest, parasympathetic. The problem is most seniors, due to chronic pain, worry about family, or TV news, are stuck in fight or flight 24/7. You cannot sleep in that state. This technique is not hippie meditation. It's a mechanical hack. The Madrid Institute of Cardiology published a study in 2023 where 150 patients with hypertension practiced this breathing for 10 minutes before bed. After 16 weeks, they reduced their nighttime blood pressure by an average of 15 points, and as a side effect, reported a 71% reduction in time to fall asleep. Here is how to do it. Sit on the edge of your bed with your back straight but relaxed. You don't need to be in a lotus position. First, exhale all the air out of your lungs through your mouth, making a whoosh sound. Now, close your mouth and inhale quietly through your nose for a count of 4. Here comes the crucial part most people skip. Hold your breath for a count of 4. This hold is where the magic happens. It allows oxygen to fully transfer to your blood, and more importantly, it builds up a slight amount of CO2. That CO2 tells your vagus nerve, the master switch for relaxation, that all is well. Finally, exhale loudly through your mouth, pursing your lips, for a count of 8. I repeat. Inhale through your nose, 4 seconds. Hold, 4 seconds. Exhale through your mouth, 8 seconds. The key is that the exhale is twice as long as the inhale. This empties your lungs completely and mechanically slows your heart rate. A pro tip from respiratory therapists. As you exhale, imagine you are trying to blow out a candle that is all the way across the room. Not blowing it out hard, but with a steady, controlled stream for the full 8 seconds. Do only 4 cycles of this, just 4. You will notice a slight lightheadedness the first time. That is good. That is your nervous system shifting gears. When you lie down, your body will feel twice as heavy. You are ready for habit number 1. Subsection 1. Number 1. The Persiana secret. Absolute darkness. Here it is. The number 1 habit that Dr. Navarro from Barcelona insists is the foundation of everything. And it's something Spaniards have had right all along while the rest of the world ignored it. I'm talking about the persiana. That exterior rolling shutter, often made of metal or hard plastic, that almost every single window in Spain has. In the US or the UK, people use blackout curtains. But those curtains still leak light around the edges. The LED from the phone charger glows in a corner. The street light seeps in. Dr. Navarro calls this light pollution the silent melatonin vampire. Your brain will not produce melatonin, the sleep hormone, if your eyelids detect the tiniest amount of light. And as we age, our eyes become even more sensitive to blue light. A Stanford study found that sleeping in a dimly lit room, like a distant street light coming through the window, increased insulin resistance and heart rate the next morning. It literally makes you sick while you sleep. This is where the Spanish persiana comes in. It's not a curtain, it's a physical barrier. When a Spaniard lowers the persiana, the room becomes pitch black, absolute darkness. Here is what you must do to replicate this effect, even if you don't have a persiana. 1 hour before bed, pull your persiana or draw your curtains. Then go on a darkness mission. Grab black electrical tape. Cover the LED on the TV, the LED on your phone charger, the LED on the air purifier, the light on the power strip. Your room must be so dark that after 5 minutes, if you hold your hand up in front of your face, you cannot see it. No light. 0. This screams to your reptilian brain, night has fallen. It is safe. Shut down. Dr. Navarro's study found that participants who achieved this absolute darkness, measured with a light meter, reached REM sleep 34% faster and stayed in deep sleep 55% longer than those in a standard dark room. And here is the game-changing pro tip. If you have to get up to use the bathroom in the night, which is normal, and we'll talk about that in a second, do not turn on the bathroom light. Do not flip on that bright fluorescent overhead light. It's like firing an adrenaline shotgun into your brain. You have just ruined your melatonin production for the rest of the night. Instead, buy a small red-colored nightlight. Red is the one wavelength of light that your brain does not interpret as daylight. It will not disrupt melatonin. This one change, the absolute darkness, is more powerful than any pill you can take.
Bonus: the 2 a.m. wake-up myth. Why it's normal. I want to add something extra because I know what you're thinking. But what if I wake up in the middle of the night? First, let me tell you a secret that pharmaceutical companies pray you never discover. Waking up in the middle of the night is 100% normal. It is not a disorder. Humans, before electric light, slept in what historians call a biphasic sleep. They would go to bed when the sun went down, sleep for 4 hours, the first sleep, wake up for an hour or two around midnight, and then go back to sleep for the second sleep for another 4 hours. That waking hour in the middle of the night was used for thinking, praying, being intimate, or just being quiet. It was an accepted part of life. Your 70-year-old body still has that ancestral clock. The disorder is not the waking. The disorder is the anxiety you feel when you wake up. You look at the clock, it's 2:30 a.m., and your brain panics. Oh no, I'm not sleeping. I'll be a wreck tomorrow. I need to get back to sleep now. That anxiety is what keeps you awake, not the initial waking. So here is the golden rule. When you wake up, do not look at the clock. Turn your alarm clock to face the wall, remove it from the room. Clock watching only feeds the anxiety monster. Second, do not turn on the light, and for the love of God, do not look at your phone. The blue light from that screen is a sunrise signal to your brain. Instead, do this. Stay in the absolute darkness, habit 1. Go to the bathroom if you must, using only the red light. Get back in bed, and practice habit 2, the 4-4-8 breath. Remind yourself that this is normal. Tell your brain, it's the midnight pause. It's okay, we are safe. By not fighting it, and by using the breath to engage your parasympathetic system, you will be shocked at how quickly you drift back into your second sleep. Conclusion: your complete program. There you have it, the complete program that is helping hundreds of seniors in Spain throw their pills in the trash. Habit 3, the forbidden snack of manchego and almonds to stabilize your blood sugar. Habit 2, the shepherd's silence, the 4-4-8, to turn off your stress system. And habit 1, the absolute darkness of the persiana to maximize your melatonin. All of this was capped off with the understanding that waking at 2 a.m. is normal and manageable. The entire program will take you less than 15 minutes of prep and can be done while listening to music or winding down. The key is consistency. Do them at least 4 nights per week for maximum benefits. Remember to start slow.
Focus on proper form over speed, and most importantly, listen to your body. These movements have already helped thousands of people reclaim their strength, independence, and confidence without ever setting foot in a gym. The research is clear. Sleeping pills are a short-term fix with long-term consequences. These habits are a long-term solution with zero side effects. The pharmaceutical companies make billions by keeping you hooked on a solution that, according to Dr. Navarro, doesn't even address the root cause. The power to sleep well is not in a pill bottle. It's in these simple, time-tested rituals. Now, we want to hear from you. What frustrates you most about your sleep? Has your doctor told you that pills are the only solution? Tell me in the comments if you are Team Manchego and will try the snack, or if you are Team Persiana and will create the absolute darkness tonight. Thanks for watching.